Hi YouTube and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Felicia Shantae.
And it's me, Taiwan, the Lyrical Monster.
And today we have episode 2 of our podcast. What name did we decide?
YMUS. You, me, us. And we are doing topic?
Movies that we want to see that will be released this year in 2020. Say hi, Ava. Ava said you forgot to introduce her.
Moment of silence for you.
So the first movie, it actually was released yesterday, is Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. So that's something that
I want to see that movie. I'm a Bad Boys fan. Do you want to see that movie?
I'll watch it. I have seen all the other installments of Bad Boys. Kind of curious to see how their dynamic would be.
And they're older now versus,
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
like what, in their 50s, maybe?
I think so.
Compared to like when it first came out years ago.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see if it's going to be good because, nothing against Will Smith for his last, 3 movies. Been really heavy with CGI. What was that last movie
that we saw? It was his movie that came out, Gemini.
Gemini Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, it wasn't bad. It's just, it wasn't up to par with some of the other movies that's come out, recently. So I don't know. I feel like it has a long way to go.
All right, moving on. We want to see Just Mercy. Well, I want to see Just Mercy. It has, what's his name, Rico? The guy I told you that was in Black Panther. Not Chadwick, but the other guy.
I don't know.
That played the bad guy. His cousin.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, he's so bad with names. That everybody likes, all the women go crazy over.
Nope.
Are you serious?
That's not a cue for me. Who are you talking about?
Dang it. Where's my phone at?
I don't know.
Anyways, I'll put up the poster screenshot because I clearly can't remember. He doesn't remember. But the movie is about a black lawyer who's helping people, back then during the Civil Rights Movement. He steps in to help them get out of prison. So it just tells, I like biographies. I like them. Do you like them?
It depends. I don't have anything against it. It just kind of depends on how they put it together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like things that seem too informal, that gets kind of dry in a lot of spots. We are in the entertainment era, so try to find a way to make the story engaging is what I would want.
Birds of Prey, which is your movie, Suicide Squad, and it has the breakout star Harley Quinn. This comes out February 2020.
Yeah, so I think the best thing about that movie was, what was her name? Robbie?
Mm-hmm.
She was probably one of the best actors in the movie. You have Will, but Will just did what he's been doing. He's kind of at that comfortable stage of acting right now. So to me, she played probably the better of the roles. So I'll be anxious to see how she do in her own standalone film.
Yeah, I didn't really like Suicide Squad, the first movie.
Me either.
If I'm watching this movie, Birds of Prey, I'm only watching it because he wants to. I didn't really like it.
Hopefully they don't let me down again.
So next movie that we have on our list is Doolittle, which also comes out February 2020. Mm-hmm. And it has one of his favorite actors in it.
Robert Downey Jr.
So wait a minute, pause for the cause. You can remember his name, but you can't remember the other guy's name.
Nope, I can't. I haven't seen enough movies with him in it. It just goes about, the more I see of that person, the better I can remember their names. So, but yes, I think it's going to be interesting to watch his take on kind of what Eddie Murphy did from that, because no one's touched that since then. He had a few hit and misses in there. What was it? Somebody else was doing a Talking Animals, I think.
I think it was Dr. Doolittle, and then the black girl, Kyla Pratt, she took over and she did a movie as well where she could talk to the animals.
But it didn't do as well.
I don't think so.
So it'd be anxious to see how they take that role now and bring it back to life.
And then can I say that I'll be I'll be curious to see him in this play like a different type other than Iron Man, because I guess I'm so used to him being. I've saw other movies with him in it that's not Iron Man, but I think I'll be curious to see him. This would be more like of a funnier role, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. This would be more on the goofy side. I know he has a goofy side. It's just kind of curious to see if it's going to be his arrogant goofiness or if it's just going to be an all-out kind of funny movie. So I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. What do you guys think? You think that'll be a good role for him coming out of like his decade of Iron Man? Now switching gears and doing something funny.
Also, once the movie comes out, let us know if you think his take on Dr. Dolittle is better, or if you like Eddie Murphy's Dr. Dolittle.
I don't know if it'll be better, but see if it's holds the flame, or if it's just all around the wall.
Okay, the next movie we have that comes out February 2020 is Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, Sonic. So Sonic was one of those movies from, one of those games from the childhood. I had a Sega Genesis when I grew up.
I had one.
So I definitely played a lot of Sonic. I can still hear the music now. So anyway, good game.
Do you think the movie will be good?
Well, this is like one of the first movies where the developers listened to the fans and said, "No, what are you doing?" I'll see if we can find the little image, if we can. We'll post it right here of how Sonic looked at first.
Oh, that's where that came from, where they had they messed him up or something.
Sonic
like
looked like he was like strung out. Sonic was going through some things, but they actually listened to the fans and they were like, all right, so maybe we'll fix this. And now it doesn't look like he was on drugs. Now it looks better. So hopefully maybe the story matches up to what they've been doing with that, because I think is it the same studio that did Detective Pikachu, or is it a different studio?
I believe it's the same studio.
So we'll see how it turns out. I'm kind of curious to go to. The closest we had to anything Sonic live action was his cartoon he had for a while.
He did. I forgot all about the cartoon.
So I guess everyone's getting live actions now. What's next? We getting a Charizard or something like
that? The next movie that I want to see that comes out February 2020 is The Invisible Man. It has the actress, I cannot think, and Ava, she's whining herself to sleep. The actress from The Handmaid's Tale. So she's in the movie, and then apparently her husband dies and he leaves her money. And we watched it, right? And they said the only way for you to get the money is that you can't be deemed like mentally insane. And she's like, no, he's still here and he's in the house. And they show like little flickers of like somebody that's not there attacking people. So I am curious to see it. I like her as an actress. We want to see it. You think it's going to be a good thriller movie?
I think it will be. I've seen the trailer today, actually. I think I like the trailer. It reminds me of something.
But you said you thought this was a remake, right?
Yeah, I did. Because they did have a movie called The Invisible Man, but I don't think he was.
Was he invisible?
Sociopath? He was invisible. He was invisible, but I don't think he was going around murdering folks. I can't really remember a plot of that. If you remember the original Invisible Man, let us know what it was about down in the comments. And I know he had a love interest in that movie, but I don't think he was hunting her. But I could be wrong.
I don't think I've ever saw or I could be wrong, but I don't believe I've ever saw the original Invisible Man.
Yeah, so let's know.
Okay, moving on. A Quiet Place 2 comes out March 2020. He didn't like you. Did you like the first one?
I mean, it was kind of along the whole realm of the cliche movies.
I didn't think it was cliche. Like when I saw it in the movie theaters, like everyone was snacking on popcorns until you realize like there's no sound whatsoever. So it made it hard for you to eat your popcorn and because you felt like you were being loud. But I liked the movie. The ending was sad. So I'm interested to see how the movie plays out this go around. But I gave it a 2 thumbs up. And the first movie, what about you? 1 thumb? No thumbs? I
mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I definitely, if I had to compare it to some of the other things I've seen.
Is it because like of the aliens attacking? Like there were so many movies that came out about that.
Around the same time, we had like what was it, The Quiet Place, and you had like what was the other movie where you were blind or something you couldn't look?
Oh, the Netflix movie.
Yeah, and then you had the other movie where it's like what was it, Bird Box or what it was?
That was Bird Box.
Yeah, and what was the other movie?
So you felt like all of those movies were similar, like they were all coming out around the same time?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess like the film industry does that. Somebody gets whim of something and says, "Well, I'll make a movie, about this, and I'll see if my movie can beat yours," and they all just kind of drop around the same time. So I don't know. That's what I feel. Like, just remember back when a good example would be when Twilight first came out. Then all of a sudden, all these vampire shows and movies start flooding the theaters. Like, it was a whole.
But I thought Walking Dead came out before Twilight. And then Walking Dead.
But Walking
kind
Dead
of
is zombies. Twilight is vampires.
Oh, well, sorry.
So, anywho, then out of nowhere, all these different vampire shows and stuff start popping up. It was the latest craze, so everyone wants to ride the wave to get their money up. So, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just maybe I couldn't appreciate it for what it was due to all the other movies that was out around the time. So,
well, I like
watch it though.
A Quiet Place too. I like the first Quiet Place. So I don't know if it'll be better than the first one. I didn't mind it. I thought it was sad. It had like a lot of jump scenes. I jump easily. He doesn't. So I'll be tuned in. You don't.
If I get a jump, it was a good one.
Whatever. So this next movie is for him. Black Widow comes out May 2020.
Now, I'm the Marvel fan in here, so I'm anxious to see. I'm also kind of nervous for this one because she is one of two, I think, with like no actual abilities. So it'll be a change of pace to see kind of what they do with her character. Are they going to do the whole assassin role, or I've seen the trailer, so I got a good idea of what's going to happen with that. But I'm just kind of curious to see how it goes, and to see how they tie it into a timeline, since technically she's dead at the end of Endgame.
But I thought it was just her backstory.
Could be, but some of those.
But then what if she's not dead?
But some of those scenes didn't seem like it was a backstory from the trailer, which is what caught me off guard. So I haven't read the full synopsis or watched any breakdowns yet online to see what everyone else is saying about it, but we'll see.
But what if she's not dead?
Well, that'd be interesting too, because isn't it a TV show?
This is a TV show? I thought this was a movie.
I thought it was a show. Maybe it is a movie. I don't remember. I thought she was getting a show. I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up. Let us know in the comments. Is she getting a movie or is she getting a show? I don't remember. But anyway.
I'm not sure. This movie is more for me, Fast and Furious 9.
I mean, I watched all the Fast and Furious too, even the one that we won't name.
Which one won't we name?
Tokyo Drift.
Oh, I rewatched that one when you were at work.
It was one of those ones that was kind of out of place in the timeline, so it wasn't really appreciated. And then it had none of the original cast.
It had Vin Diesel in at the end.
Yeah,
very
he wasn't in the movie. If you show up at the end, that's a cameo. That's not, you didn't
Oh,
start.
then it had the Asian guy that they thought.
Yeah, but like, you know what I'm saying? So I guess they, in order to try to tie Tokyo Drift back into the movie, that's why they had it where at the very end with that crash, they made it seem like, what's his name? Jason Statham's character had killed his, friend, but that's not. I mean, I applaud them for tying that in, because they could have just been like, yeah, we don't say that one didn't exist.
But then also, I think everyone's interested to see this movie because Paul Walker won't be in this one.
Well, he wasn't in the last one either.
But then they had like his brothers filling for him. Like didn't he do like the first part? Well, no, the last one, he wasn't in that one at all.
He was not in the last one at all.
He wasn't at all?
No.
Was he in the one before that one?
He did beginning scenes.
And then his brothers filled in and they did the shots and stuff.
Because they didn't, remember they were trying to say they didn't want him to be a part of that.
So why were people saying that they wanted to see how successful this one would be without him if he wasn't in the last one?
I think that was the talks about the last one. I think this one is more or less to try to see where it goes. Because remember the last one was basically them trying to fight, not Hobbs, but Shaw. Because that's why Hobbs and Shaw got their own standalone movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because I rewatched that one too.
So it was so much of him trying to fight. They didn't want to, in the movie they said they didn't want to pull him back in because of the wife and child. That's how they kind of tried to write him off. So I don't know. I don't really know what they're going to do with this one because, I don't know.
I know a lot of people were saying that they were kind of not interested in seeing more Fast and Furious movies because there have been so many, but me personally, like
I'll watch it because it's just like watching the Saw. I continue to watch all the Saw movies, even though, now it's just like, it's just like a way to try to make it better. I mean, the first Saw was the best, and then just like every other movie that they did, you know, a whole bunch of compilations of like Final Destinations and you name it, right? They just try to run up the last movie, and eventually it just got boring. You know what I mean? So, but I still watched. So I'll probably watch this one. I'm kind of curious to see if it does any good at all or if it just crashes as well. They should start hanging it up though. Maybe this will be the last one. So we'll see.
Moving on, we have Wonder Woman 1984. Comes out June 2020.
That's what you're excited to see, right?
I am very excited to see Wonder Woman. I love the first Wonder Woman so much that I saw it. I saw it the regular way, and then I saw it in 3D. And I hate 3D movies because they make my head hurt. But that was a really good movie to see in 3D. And plus, they made a lot of money off that movie. Like, both times I saw the movie, like, the theater was, like, packed.
Yeah. That was DC's best movie to date.
You think so?
Yeah. The Wonder Woman is the best movie.
Like, to me, it was a good storyline. The graphics were good. Like, and then she was pregnant in the first. Did you know that? She was five months pregnant, or she was very pregnant in that. So I liked Wonder Woman, the first one. I'm very, very, very interested in seeing the second one.
Yeah, I like the first one, and I definitely will watch the second one because the first one did very well, despite like what came out right after that. Was it it wasn't the Batman, but I think it was the Batman versus Superman.
That came out before. Batman vs. Superman came out before Wonder Woman.
I thought Wonder Woman came out before that.
No, sweet. Batman vs. Superman.
Which is why everyone was excited. Because when did we get it introduced to Cyborg and all the rest of the characters?
That was that movie where they were all together.
Yeah, when was
that? That was after Wonder Woman.
Was that Justice League?
That was Justice League.
Okay. Which also bombed. So needless to say, we get the great movie Wonder Woman, and then the rest are, you know, on a slow decline. And you would think they could just look at how Marvel has been doing their movies, and it's already a winning formula. Like, you know, give us time to learn the character, introduce them, and then we can go forward with it. But instead, they just dump so much into all the other movies to where, you know, it didn't feel right. Like, progressed in the way it should.
So you didn't like Aquaman?
Aquaman was a good movie.
It wasn't better than Wonder Woman?
It was not better than Wonder Woman to me. It had some moments where the plot was rushed, or they didn't spend enough time describing some stuff, or, you know, I mean, like, it's one thing to jump into a story, but it's one thing if you're supposed to be considered someone's origin in this movie for the cinematic universe, and you don't nail it.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing that happened with the Hulk. We have Mark Ruffalo's version of the Hulk that we get in all of the last cinematic universe from Marvel, but then you have the previous Incredible Hulk and then regular Hulk movies where it gives you the origin of the Hulk, but Marvel said, you know what, we're not going to waste our time trying to recreate this origin because clearly it doesn't work with him having a photo fight that's small enough on his scale, because he's such a character to where if he does fight something, it's kind of hard to say, oh, well, he fought this thing alone when it's like a planet level threat. He's not going to fight it alone. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you start rolling the dice forward and you start looking at what they're doing over in DC universe, it's I just want them to fix it. Like, there are DC characters that I want to watch and see them come to life on the screen, but they don't do. They just need better writers. That's all it really is. Need someone to write the story better.
Like for whoever wrote Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but
she had a good storyline.
She did, but you know, it's gonna be really hard to like dump all that on someone's plate.
Or writers or whatever.
So.
Okay, then we have Candyman, which is also released June 2020.
I am also excited to see this one.
I am too. Did we watch the second one?
We did rewatch Candyman. We watched the second one as well.
Yeah. Okay, we watched both. So I'm interested. Candyman's a movie where you have to go in the bathroom and you say Candyman 3 times, right?
With the lights off.
With the lights off. I dare you to go in there.
Not at all, sweet. When I grew up, I was petrified of Candyman. I mean, like nightmares, like that's just what it was. Because if you know the plot of Candyman, right, we were targets. So I definitely was never doing that. You weren't locking me in no bathroom and saying Candyman or saying, what's the other one, Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary.
Nope, wasn't doing it, right? Nope, Supernatural, wasn't playing with it, sorry.
My
you
cousin
go
did
do
that
it,
to
and
us.
I'll be outside.
We were at my grandmother's house, and then it was like really dark because I don't think she had like a window in her bathroom. But we were playing. He's like, I dare you guys to go in there and say Candyman. So you were just joking, right? So he was on the outside, and he locked us in the bathroom. Like he held it shut, and we were screaming and screaming like, let us out, and he would not let us out.
Yeah, see that. That's something that messed somebody up when they're younger. But
and I couldn't sleep at night because I'm scary, but I don't like scary movies, right? So I couldn't sleep at night. So I stayed up and I was like, well, Grandma, I'm not going to sleep because I don't want Candyman to get me. Like, it felt real to me. So I want to see it.
Yeah, no.
And then Jordan Peele is he's directing this
and that's why I'm
movie
excited.
well.
I mean, I would watch a Candyman remake anyway, just because it was one of those classics from my childhood.
Does it have the original guy?
I don't think so. I haven't looked to see who's playing Candyman in this movie actually. But either way, Jordan Peele has been on a good streak so far with Us and what was Get Out.
Get Out.
And what did he have another one?
I'm not sure.
Was his main two? Either way, he's been on a winning streak so far, so I'm kind of excited to see what he does with that character. What do you guys think about that one? Anxious to see how you feel about watching Candyman, the remake.
Or do you guys even like watching remakes? Like some people feel like original movies should be left alone. So
well, that's how I felt about Aladdin. Don't get me wrong.
You didn't like Aladdin?
There's nothing wrong with Aladdin. It's just I like the original better. Just to me, it didn't need to be redone.
Like a lot of movies. What other movies did we see that were
Lion King.
Oh, The Lion King. Oh, the Chucky movie.
Oh yeah, I didn't like it.
I didn't like that one either. At all. Like not even scary.
That was a waste of money.
Yeah, that was a waste of money. Lion King was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good. It was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about Aladdin. I mean, yeah, it was nice to see what they would have did with it live action. But at the same time, I would have rather just
left it alone.
If you redid it, you could have just made the graphics better, like how they doing all the now 20th century animes. You didn't have to redo it live action. No hard feelings towards Will or any of the cast. They did do an amazing job in the roles, but I would have rather just not.
I just feel like a lot of original movies were good as they were, and they don't have to be.
In fact, like just make something new.
Make a completely different movie.
Like we don't need a remake. Just make a new one. All right, what else we got?
We have Venom 2 comes out October 2020.
So I'm excited to watch that one as well. I did watch the first Venom. I like that movie, so I'm pretty sure I like the second one. I think he's fighting one of the other embryos that came down from the planet, from that ship that they found. So I think it's Carnage. I think he's going to be fighting this one. Let me know if you guys know who his adversary is going to be in this movie. Either way, I'm pretty excited to see it. I think the first one was actually pretty good. It could have been a little better as far as like how they progressed when they got towards the climax of the movie. It felt a bit rushed a little bit, but most movies nowadays feel like they're doing it. Either they have a great, beginning, start telling the story, and then they run out of all their time that they have there in the middle trying to piece the story along to where they have to rush the climax, which it should be, I don't know. Sometimes it's worth it to go ahead and add the extra 30 minutes to an hour to a movie if you need to make it right. Because if it's a good movie, I'm pretty sure we would watch it. I mean, Endgame was 3 hours and some change?
He's watched it how many times?
I've still watched it. Now, granted, my first 5 times or however long you want to say, I watched the first couple of times, I was just kind of like still soaking it all in. But now there's even some spots that they could have cut out of that. But even then, the story actually made sense how it progressed. So, worth it? Not worth it.
The first Venom, we watched it before you went to San Diego, right?
Yes.
I didn't like it. I think I rewatched it when they had it on like maybe Stars or HBO, and it had like a lot of funny moments in it. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but I don't know if I want to necessarily see Venom 2. I'll watch it with you, but...
See, the reason why I want to see the other Venom is I want them to do with Venom what it should happen with Venom. Like, I want Venom and his story arc, that the character they have now, to run its course. That way we can get a crossover with, what is it, Tom Holland?
Is that Spider-Man?
Yeah. With Tom's version of Spider-Man, I want to get that version of crossover with Venom. And I also wouldn't mind seeing a Deadpool and Venom crossover, because that's actually happened before too. But I feel the only way for that to happen is for them to be able to pump out a couple of successful Venom movies that they have now. But either way, I'm excited to see what they did. So.
Alrighty, and now we have Halloween Kills, October 2020. That makes sense that it comes out in October.
Why wouldn't it, right?
I want to see it. We both watched the last Halloween when you were in San Diego. I like Halloween movies. I know it's like one of those things where, like you said earlier, they keep remaking them and remaking them. It's like every year they're coming out with one. I like Halloween. I think it still manages to scare me.
For me, it's like kind of one of the original bads, you know what I mean? Like that our parents kind of grew up watching. And they put enough time in between when they run the series. Like they'll do a few and then they'll stop, and then that's what you have for like the next decade or so, and then they'll say, all right, here you go. We're gonna let someone else have a play on it, and it's unique every time. It's not so much of them taking the same story and just putting a new actor in. Like they tell something different, so it feels fresh instead of like, just a remake of something that, you didn't change the actors.
And I think like the best thing about the last one is that it was like a decade, right, before that one came out. Yeah. And so I believe that's why it was so successful, because everyone wanted to see it.
Yes, and also with the movie is that it wasn't like a complete remake. It was like they let some time go by. He's been locked up for a while, like, so it felt like a continuation of something that you're like, I wonder what's been happening with this character, and then that's what we got was, oh well, this is what's been happening. So I appreciate that way more.
I agree. The last movie on our list that comes out November 2020 is The Eternals.
So that's one of Marvel's right there. I have not had a chance to dig into any content for The Eternals, but I am a Marvel fan through and through. So either way, I'm still excited to watch to see how this movie will play out. I know there's a lot of behind the scene things that's been happening with Marvel, which is why I didn't talk about it earlier. It got purchased by Disney, and Disney's trying to work out a lot of these kinks to where we'll be able to get rights to certain things that we didn't have before in the MCU. I think Disney bought X-Men, I believe it was, the rights to a lot of those characters. So if you guys have been, or even following Marvel even a little bit, they had, what was it? They couldn't use the word mutant, so they would have to use the word enhance. And because mutant was like a word for X-Men, right? And that was owned by Fox, so they didn't have rights to those characters, but they also didn't have rights to call them mutants. So when they introduced Scarlet Witch and what's her brother's name, Quicksilver, they couldn't call them mutants even though they are mutants, right? And they had to call them enhanced. They had to find a way to make that work. So I mean, it was interesting to watch how they still progress those characters even. All right, we're back. Ran out of space on memory card. Had to swap it over. So, but yes, I'm anxious to see what they do with the Eternals overall, and pretty much any other installment of any Marvel film we have going forward. Just because of the fact that we know that now they have the rights to a lot of different things that they didn't before, like X-Men and a lot of things they bought from Fox. So, kind of anxious to see how that plays out. So, what was next?
We have one other movie that I forgot to mention earlier, The New Mutants, which comes out April 2020. I think you said you wanted to see this one also. It's like a horror/thriller movie.
Yeah, so this would be probably Marvel's first type of movie like that. So I'm really curious to see how they play it. I don't typically get scared at movies.
I do. I jump, scream, whatever.
Say she can't sleep, you name it, right? I don't really get jump scares or whatever. So if I do get one during a movie, it had to have been a good movie. Nothing. But I am excited to see how they play this one out, because it's going to be a different take on everything. So I think that'll be unique to see how they play that. And that was it for the list, right?
That was it for the list. So let us know down below any movies that we've mentioned, if you want to see them or if we left anything off. Let us know in the comment section down below.
Yep, and then pick your favorite one. If you've seen the trailers, let us know which one would be your favorite. Let us know if anything's come out already this year. I know it's still early, But there's a few movies that came out first thing in January. So let us know if anything came out that you've seen already, or if you, like you said, if you missed something on the list that you know is coming out that you're excited for. I think 2020 will be a new decade for movies, kicking it off smooth. So we've advanced a lot of things, technology, CGI, things along that nature. So movies really have a higher standard to be held to now. So I'm kind of curious and excited to see what we get out of this new phase of movies anyway. So did you have a favorite from your list?
I want to see A Quiet Place 2. I love the first one. I wonder if they're going to do where you can't talk at all, like it's just completely quiet. Like, the only thing that I did not like that I forgot to mention earlier is that they did not give a backstory. Yeah. When the movie started off, like the world was like empty, or at least the area that they lived in. So it didn't have like a backstory, like how did the aliens start? Were those aliens? What were those? Creatures, whatever, monsters, whatever you want to call them. Like, how did they get there? How did they go from like completely normal to you can't talk? How did we get there?
Well, the next one may be a prequel, so instead of a sequel.
Maybe so. That's the one that I'm interested in seeing. What about you?
I don't everything Marvel related. I'm really a big Marvel fanatic. Like if someone told me that I had to choose, to watch only one thing of movies, it'd have to be all the Marvel franchise. I just, the little fanboy in me watching my small cartoons and things like that come alive now on the cinematic screen. It's like they grew up with me, and I'm super excited to watch everything Marvel related. So I couldn't pick just one favorite. But we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out. So, but as always, make sure you leave a comment down below, and come over to my channel. I just released. Well, not just released, but a couple months ago, I think the last video I did was My Little Rider, featuring my daughter here, Ava. You can pick up your copy if you want to on the iTunes, Amazon, or you can stream it on Spotify and pretty much everywhere else. If you can just hop on Google and you type in Taiwan, which is TY1 TLM, so that's Taiwan, my middle name, TYONE TLM, The Lyrical Monster, right? You can check that out. Type it in on Google and I should show up and you'll be able to find any of my content that you like. Also, if you want some of the swag we have on here, I have a sweater, my wife has a shirt on, Ava here has her onesie, we have posters, we have leggings, we have cups, just anything like that, head over to teespring.com/TaiwanTLM. And I have a little store there. You can pick up some things you want. We will leave that link in the description below. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much for watching. And if you watch Power should be out now. And then #Who Shot Ghost.
Who shot this man? Jeez, who shot him?
Who shot him, Ava? Ava, who did it? Who did it, Ava? She's at loss for words.
This has been You,
Me, Us. Until next time, you guys have a great weekend.
Bye.